Christopher Bell has a major shakeup for the 20 team moving forward. Austin Cindric is safe at the Penske team. Don't let anybody fool you. And did NASCAR kill Kyle Larson's Indy double hype this year? Welcome back to the Breaking Bob channel. Hope y'all are doing well on this Wednesday night. We are inching closer and closer to the Memorial Day weekend double that Kyle Larson is taking part of for the second year in a row. We'll talk about that here in a few. If you're new here, though, hit that subscribe button. I'm always talking NASCAR and racing on a daily basis here at Breaking Bob. Just go ahead, click it. You might as well click the button right now. Right here, somewhere around here. But let's jump right into the news because we have a lot to catch up on. And let's start with the news out of Indianapolis today because, well, I could do a whole video on the drama at IndyCar and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and Penske the last week. But if you missed it, two of their three cars got disqualified from qualifying on Saturday, not Sunday. Saturday. It's been a long weekend. There's been chatter. It was the 2024 win for Newgarden. Was that legit? Should they take that away? Should Penske probably have to sell the Speedway or his stake in the IndyCar? And there's conflict of interest. It's a whole thing. It's exhausting. It's a headache. Well, it's not slowing down anytime soon because more news out of the Penske camp. They are letting go a few big names from the team. In a statement today, Penske announced, quote, Team Penske announced today the departures of IndyCar team president Tim Cindric, IndyCar Managing Director Ron Ruzewski, and IndyCar GM Kyle Moyer from the organization. Team Penske will have further announcements this week related to personnel and replacements for this weekend's Indianapolis 500. And later this afternoon, Roger Penske actually did a sit-down interview with Fox's Jamie Little. It was a 7-8 minute interview. Would encourage you to go listen to Roger kind of try and spin his way out of this. There has to be heads on the chopping block, as Roger has even announced or mentioned that this is the second cheating scandal or whatever you want to call it out of the Penske camp. This is how it's a pattern, and there has to be people that will pay for it. And one of the names on there, Tim Cindric, of course, that last name Cindric, of course, his son Austin drives the number 2 for Team Penske in the NASCAR Cup Series. And when Cindric announced that he was moving just to the IndyCar side specifically this offseason, a lot of people wondered, would that spell trouble for Austin Cindric, who's kind of the third man of the Penske group? You got Blaney and Logano champions, and then Cindric, who's just kind of there, not a slouch by any stance, but when you compare the other two, yeah, he definitely has a lacking trophy cabinet. But regardless, everyone wondered, oh, well, could this be finally the way we get Austin Cindric out of that Penske seat with the nepotism there? And then the news comes out today, and I see the chatter all over social media. Austin Cindric now, his days are limited at Penske. I'm going to go ahead and squash that right now. I don't buy it. I don't think you should buy it. Austin Cindric now a 3-time winner in the Cup Series, had a 50 points penalty earlier this season and is still in the top 13, top 9, I want to say. I'd have to double check. I need to verify that. But he is having a really strong season and really seems like he's coming into his own. You could argue he's one of the best drafting super speedway style racers in the whole Cup Series garage, winning at Talladega a few weeks ago. Penske's all about consistency, and Austin Cindric brings consistency as the third driver to a really strong lineup. And you add in Josh Berry, a de facto 4th car into that Penske NASCAR garage. There's no reason to get rid of Austin Cindric when he's in his 3rd full-time year in the Cup Series, 4th full-time year in the Cup Series, right? 4th full-time year, 22, 23, 24, 25. Math is hard, folks. But, he won his debut at the Daytona 500 his rookie year in 22, and everyone thought, oh, here we go. This guy's, of course, his dominance in the Xfinity Series leading up to his Cup Series career before he was supposed to go to the Wood Brothers car, and then Brad Keselowski left for RFK, and the whole domino effect really pushed Harrison Burton up into that 21 and pushed Cindric into that 2 a little too early. But you're seeing him finally get comfortable, I think, in his own skin, both in the garage, on the track, off the track. He's really good on the broadcast side. For Austin Cindric, I don't buy it. I don't think he's going anywhere. So for everyone to say, oh, well, Tim Cindric's out at Penske, he's gone. Unless Austin Cindric just falls off a cliff or something happens here in the next couple of months, I think that you're going to see Austin Cindric and that 2 team stay together because he also signed a contract extension. So unless something happens behind the scenes here, I don't buy it. I think Austin Cindric is with that 2 team for years to come. What was confirmed today, though, was we did have a major shakeup in the Cup Series. A top 5 team is seeing a change in their roster, and it's Christopher Bell and the 20 team, winners last week at North Wilkesboro in the All-Star race. They have 3 regular season wins on top of that All-Star win. And Christopher Bell is losing his spotter that he's had since he started the Cup Series back in 2020 in that number 95 Levine family racing car. Stevie Reeves has been relieved of his duties as spotter effective immediately. Not sure exactly what happened there, but Matt Philpott will be the new spotter moving forward for Christopher Bell in that 20 team. Again, Reeves has been with Bell his entire Cup Series career, and winning the All-Star race last week, you don't really see a change like that that's very drastic. The spotter is your communication besides your crew chief. He is your eyes and ears. He's your side mirrors. He's everything for you, and you have to have a relationship. So that was an interesting timing for one of NASCAR's best drivers right now, hottest drivers, championship contender, Christopher Bell, with, again, 3 wins on top of an All-Star win last week. To lose your spotter you've had your entire career, the timing is interesting. It wasn't announced again whether it was the team's decision or if it was Reeves, but something to follow for sure. And Matt Philpott stepping in, he's been with various teams his career in the Truck Series and Xfinity Series. This is different. Now you're a Cup Series contender, but with JGR, I'm sure that they'll won't miss a beat now with Chris Gabehart, of course, as the competition director. But notable to see one of your championship favorites lose your spotter after winning a race the week after. Interesting, nonetheless. Want to do a quick recap on yesterday. NASCAR announced their Hall of Fame induction class for 2026, and I love it. Kurt Busch, Handsome Harry Gant, and Ray Hendrick. Humpy Wheeler also with the Landmark Award. What a Hall of Fame class for 2026. Kurt Busch, of course, NASCAR champion, first ballot Hall of Famer, not unanimous, but I think it was 61% of the votes got him in. Handsome Harry Gant, I think he's 84 now. Limited amount of starts in his career, only 18 wins, definitely a lot less than his peers, but the impact he's had on the sport, especially schemes and just the persona he had in the sport, I think that it's great to see him, again, at 84 years old, be able to see himself get inducted next year into the Hall of Fame. Love that for Harry Gant. And Ray Hendrick, look, I don't pretend to know much about that old era, that pioneer era, but I'm glad to see Ray Hendrick. Congrats to that whole side to get in. And then Humpy Wheeler, of course, the Landmark Award. Only change I would have potentially, I think I would probably vote Jeff Burton in over Harry Gant. And that's not to take away from Harry Gant's career, but I think Jeff Burton has just contributed overall to the sport of NASCAR more. And you're going to say, well, what do you mean? Greg Biffle won an Xfinity title and a truck title. Why aren't you putting him in over Jeff Burton? It's about your contributions to the sport overall. And yes, Jeff had a great career, long career, but it's what he did off the track, I think, that really separates him compared to some of these other drivers. He was, of course, president of the Driver Council for years and years, big in the driver safety for decades as well. Now, of course, he's on the broadcast booth in NBC. Just, it seems like he's always got a finger in something in the sport. And even Clint Bowyer nicknaming him the Mayor years ago. It stuck, and I think that is a very fitting nickname for Jeff Burton. The Mayor will eventually get in. I have no doubt about it. I would have put him in on my ballot this year over Harry Gant, but again, I'm so happy to see Handsome Harry Gant in the Hall of Fame, regardless, one way or another. Let me know your thoughts down below about this year's 2026 Hall of Fame class. And finally, before I wrap this video up, I want to talk a little bit about maybe conspiracy. I don't know, but Kyle Larson is attempting the double this year for the second time in as many years. It's a very few small list that has done it. And it seems like this year, the hype just isn't really there. Have you noticed it? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just looking for more hype than it's there. I know there's going to be a broadcast crew following Larson these last couple months and this weekend with Amazon. That'll come out later. But it just feels like the buzz that was with Kyle Larson last year, we haven't seen it this year as much. Maybe it's partially, Larson wasn't in the Fast Six race qualifying at Indy on Sunday and then helicoptering his way into the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro. Maybe it's a little bit of that, the theatrics, but I think part of it is, has NASCAR maybe not wanted to market or talk about it quite as much? Maybe they're still kind of upset about what happened last year with, of course, Kyle Larson missing the Coke 600 as he stayed in Indy during that weather delay, tried to fly in. As soon as he touched down, the sky fell out in Charlotte, and that rain delay ended up causing that race to get canceled. The Coke 600 was a 373-mile race, I think it was. Disappointing for everyone, Kyle Larson included. But NASCAR made it almost an example with Larson, saying, well, you didn't show up. You didn't make NASCAR your priority, even though you said you were going to. We're going to hold your playoff eligibility over you for a week or two. We're going to grant you the waiver eventually, but you're going to have to sweat it out, and you're going to have to promise us that when you come back next year, You have to smile and do your part. Make sure you be the company guy. And just feels like maybe NASCAR has maybe not marketed as much. Maybe it's the broadcast partners. I think part of it also might be you're seeing Fox give up their season. Now Amazon's taking it over. So there's not that, Fox isn't going to just push the Amazon broadcast next week. But I don't know. I just feel like you're not seeing as much hype around Kyle Larson's double attempt for 2025. Am I off there? Let me know your thoughts down below. Or do you think that I might be onto something here in NASCAR? Might be still a little bit irked about last year, and they're just not wanting to push the Indy 500 and say, hey, well, look at us with our shiny new Amazon broadcast. Don't worry about the Indy 500. You can watch that later. You don't worry about it. It's fine. Kyle Larson's going to do his thing. But I don't know. I just thought it was something interesting. Wanted to throw that out there and see if I was the only one thinking about that with this platform. Anyway, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Always talking NASCAR and racing on a daily basis. Like this video if you like what you saw here at Breaking Bob. It helps me out a ton, of course. And of course, we've got a lot of racing coming up this week, and I'll do my best to put out some content this weekend. It's a busy weekend, but I will see y'all, of course, next video, whatever it may be. Who knows? But I'm sure the NASCAR and racing world will never stop. And somebody holding Penske's feet to the fire finally. IndyCar Garage is not happy. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching.